What up, world? What up, congregation? Only Faith Ministries, the Nasty Pastor. How your Easter Sunday was? How is Ramadan going for you? Well, I'm still in my Passover. Tell you something funny. The little dude I call Shorty, right? He told me a long time ago he was a junkie. I told him, nah, he ain't no junkie, because I know what a junkie is. I met a junkie before, because when that person told me they was a junkie, they said, you want to see it? And what they did, I knew they was a junkie, because, you know, when you in these streets and you doing what you do in these streets, you run across them a lot. You know, but those the ones I try to get away from. I try not to speak to them. I try not to, especially when I was in the streets selling drugs, I try not to even sell them drugs. Them the ones you don't even want to get them started. You know what I mean? All it take one hit. You know what I mean? They keep going. You know what I mean? They're still in jail. You understand me? That's what a junkie will do. They'll steal a key from the sheriff of the jail and put themselves in jail because that's where the drugs at. But look, so today I'm walking to the store. You know, little dude was like, man, got some good smoke. I said, ain't nothing I can do. I'm in my Passover. It's a dub. I let it go for 10. I said, man, ain't nothing I can do. He said, 5. I said, ain't nothing I can do. Then I stopped. I turned back around. I said, man, you can give it to me free. Ain't nothing I can do with it. That when he got the message and kept on moving. But always stand firm in your commitment. You know, don't play with this. Don't play with whom you pray to, because whom you pray to don't play with you. And always know that there are souls so open to negativity and positivity. It's an open vessel. We are vessels. We walk around every day as a vessel. You know what I mean? We let things into our soul without knowingly. Some of us know it. Some of us do it unknowingly. And you have to really like pay attention to people, because sometimes people do things that they do not know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They just, doing. You know, and yeah, he's a hard-headed little one. But see, a hard head can always be brought out the darkness into light. Because see, there's going to come a day that whatever that young man finds in his life that caused a lot of confliction, that caused a lot of tribulations, what I displayed to him today and what others may have displayed to him along his path, he's going to use that as strength. He's going to try everything in the world that he have seen, that he have witnessed, he have heard, to get out his tribulations and his convictions. And some going to work, because long as you get up and keep trying, it get better, it get easier. But let's go and get into Revelations. I believe we left off at 16, right? Yeah, 16. So chapter 17, the scarlet woman and the scarlet beast. Then one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and talked with me, saying to me, come, I will show you the judgment of the great harlot, who sits on many waters, with whom the kings of the earth committed fornication. God Almighty. Did you hear that? fornication. Y'all know what that means? Do anybody know what that means, fornication? I'm going to look it up in the back of the book so I can say it right. Because I got an idea. You know what I'm saying? I know what adultery means. You know what I'm saying? But I want to make sure I go ahead on and get the right meaning of fornication. Okay, fornication. We were not born of the wrath of her. Okay, so fornication and it's just like adulterers. Because it's another meaning right here that said fornicators, but and adulterers. So everything standing on that sea, basically, we're not supposed to have sex out of wedlock, out of marriage. We're not to just, throw the pickle around. For you women, throw your vagina around. Your vagina should come with a marriage certificate. That marriage certificate means that I have the right to, eat it, lick it, beat it up, And as I used to say, I told my ex-wife before, because, after we got married, she still wanted to start a bunch of issues about my youngest son mom. And I said, I was like, damn, I bought the phone. Now what? I married you. We got to go through this in our marriage also? So, basically, you know what I mean? That's something else for another day, another subject. But that's a sin, to fornicate. That's why I say it's a lot of stuff we do that we don't even know we're sinning. You know what I'm saying? So, let's repent. Let's get out of, I don't know, so I'm not sinning. Let's get out of that. You know what I mean? Let's get out of the, I don't want to know, so that I'm not feeling guilty. Get out of it. Because you might can save your kids. Excuse me. You might can save someone else's kids. And what you don't realize, each one of us human beings, for a long time, my job as a human being on this earth was to save another human being. Not my kids, not my mom, not my dad, not my aunts, none of my family. Save a stranger. That carries a lot of weight. You got me? It carries a lot of weight. Alright. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, which was full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. The filthiness of her fornication. You filthy. We say that for, if things can grow, I want to, speak to go to City Hall or go to, Parks and Recs. And, have my congregation bring some lawn chairs out to the park. And we sit and burn it down. You know what I mean? And yeah, you come to understand I curse. They say that's a sin also, but I curse. I ain't gonna tell you no story, no lie. I curse. You know what I mean? I say it all. I'm a potty mouth. But filthiness of her fornication. Verse 5. And on her forehead a name was written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and of the abominations of the earth. Y'all want me to look up the word abomination? Let's figure out what abomination is. That way we don't get confused. Because see, some people said blasphemy, some people say that certain characteristics of people, their abomination and all that stuff. So let's figure abomination. Abomination. Yes, 7R and the scoffer is an, prayer is an, and place there. Oh no, that's, oh yeah, abomination, yeah. And place there the desolations, delights in there a golden cup full of. So it's not a clear understanding to me what an abomination is. It really isn't to me. You know what I'm saying? And I refuse to accept that gays are abominations. I refuse to believe that gay people are blasphemies put on this earth. You know, so every soul comes from whom you pray. Every soul, every man, every woman that walk this earth come from the same creator you pray to. So if they're an abomination, what are you? Really, what are you? I'm a child of honor. So when I look at everyone else, I see everyone else, I see a child of honor. We come from the same spiritual being. Our blood runs through the same tree. So let's stop hurting people's feelings. You know, especially on that level. Let's stop that for real. Let's cut that off. Let's cease that. Even our traditional churches has put a cease to it, because at one time, you know, it was the church, you know, downing gay people. You know, it was the church trying to kill and crucify gay people. Now you need that number. You need that soul. So what are y'all? What are y'all traditional churches? I gotta say it for you. Do I have to say it for you? And see, I'm glad y'all are cleaning it up. I'm glad about that. I'm very happy about that. So I salute you. Verse 6. I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I marveled with great amazement. Verse 7, the meaning of the woman and the beast. But the angel said to me, why did you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast that you saw was and is not, and will ascend out of the bottomless pit and go to perdition. And those who dwell on the earth will marvel, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. When they see the beast that was and is not and yet is. So, once again, from what I'm reading, women have sided with the beast that come out the bottomless pit. If if you're familiar with the Old Testament, women sided with Satan, convinced Adam to eat the apple. You figure it. You figure, what this book really trying to tell you. You figure it. You really figure it. I love them. I love these women. Every one of them. I don't care if they blue, purple, and green. I love them. I love every one of them. They bring a very special part of life into this world. I don't agree with some of their actions. Like they don't agree with some of men actions. But as it says, opposite attract, right? Because I'm damn sure enough attracted. Alright, where we was, verse 9. Here is the man which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. God Almighty, the woman sits on 7 mountains. There are 7 mountains. And there are 7 women that sits on these mountains. There are also 7 kings. 5 has fallen. 1 is, and the other has not yet to come. So that means we got 1 king out here now doing the do. It might be 2. We just don't know, or we don't want to accept that one as a king. And it's time to stop, not accepting reality. Because the image don't look right, it don't match up in your mind. Jesus came into Jerusalem on a donkey, as is foretold. You know the story of Jesus. Okay. Own people wouldn't accept him. Own people would not believe it, because that is not who they had in stone in their mind, in their memory of how the Messiah should come, how the Messiah should look. So, let me go and get the continuation of this. Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are 7 kings, 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. The beast that was and is not is himself also the 8th, and is of the 7, and is going to perdition. Going to perdition. The 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. So they get to run around. Let's say the beast is the devil, is Satan. So these kings get to run around for an hour doing whatever they want to do. Having the authority over the earth to do whatever they want to do. That's a whole lot of power being given in our ending. That's a whole lot of power being given during our ending. The 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. These are of one mind, and they will give their power and authority to the beast. These will make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb will overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and Kings of kings. And those who are with him are called chosen and faithful. Then he said to me, the waters which you saw, where the harlot sits, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which you saw on the beast, these will hate the harlot, make her desolate and naked, eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to fulfill his purpose, to be of one mind and to give their kingdom to the beast, until the words of God are fulfilled. And the woman whom you saw is that great city which reigns over the kings of the earth. Well, that's chapter 17. We got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and we done. And you know chapter 18 is the fall of Babylon the Great. This is the part I've been waiting on, because now it's getting into the fruit. Now it's getting into a good understanding or a good picture of where we at in life. So I love you. I thank you for listening. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for passing it on. I thank you if you done, ask the neighbor, ask the friend to sit down with you, watch it, help get it, help explain it to someone. I thank you. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your patience. Keep pushing. Keep forging. And please remember this. I have 3 kids, 3 biological kids, 4 spiritual kids. You have to have patience. You have to be able to put time in. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You can be the most givingest parent in the world. But in the end, it's going to go one or 2 ways. Your kids are going to come closer to you, or your kids are going to be distant with you. Understand this. Your authority over your kids is for 18 years. After 18, that's a grown man, that's a grown woman. The best thing you could do is make sure that by the time they turn 18, they're able to make better decisions, better choices. See, that's the part your peers look back on you and say, you ain't never taught a child nothing. Once again, the Nasty Pastor, Only Faith Ministries. Love you. I'm out.